Hello, and welcome to episode 12 of Tornado Takeover. We are your hosts. That's Fred. I'm Angela.
Just real quick, over a very special day that happened on Saturday. Let's bring it in. Wedding day. That's it.
Yep.
So I got a little sick over the week, so I won't be doing much talking. Obviously, it's going to be hard to hear me. So Miss Angela here will be doing most of it.
I got you, babe.
Conversing. I'm here.
All right, lots to talk about. We're going to cover OU, OSU, Tulsa, and then end with the Thunder. So we will be right back after. All right, guys, we are back. Happy Wednesday. It feels a little weird because we are going live on Wednesday. We normally go live on Tuesday, but we were both, as you can tell by my lovely now husband, Fred is sick. He got the sinus crud that I got before our wedding.
Yeah.
And now he has it. I still have a little bit of the cough. I also ended up falling at our wedding, and I thought I broke my foot. First, I thought I broke my foot. Then I thought I tore a tendon in my foot. And come to find out, we think it's just very bruised. So we're doing our show up in our sports room. I couldn't walk up the steps. Y'all, I could barely walk to the bathroom or around the house. So we had to move it to today. So we're going to kind of make up for you guys. We were not here last week because we were
It's a very busy week.
trying to get stuff together for the wedding. My family came into town on Wednesday. Both of our families were in town Thursday, Friday. My best friend surprised us from Germany. She flew here. So it was a lot. So sorry we missed you guys. Taryn is in the chat saying, good evening, Angela and Fred. Have an awesome show. Thank you. Congratulations on tying the knot. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
And then he says the sinus crud is not fun. No, it is not.
It's not.
Yes, I've been elevating and icing my foot, Taryn. So
And
trying
soaking it in Epsom salt too.
soaking it in Epsom salt, trying to get better. So we have an action-packed show for you today. Lots to cover from the last 2 weeks in all Oklahoma sports. So first, we're going to jump into our sponsors. Once we get back from our sponsors, we're going to jump into, you already know, that OU Boomer Sooner got a lot going on. There's I don't even know if we're going to have a team left by the time the transfer portal gets here.
Yep.
So we'll jump into all that and a lot more. But first, here's a word from our sponsors. You guys are listening to Tornado Takeover right here on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. That's your favorite part to say. You can't even say it.
I can.
All
I
right.
do the best I can.
We'll be right back, guys.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back. This is Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We are your hosts. I'm Fred.
I'm Angela.
What's up, everybody?
All right, let's get into it. Now that I'm acting like a complete nut, make sure you guys follow us. Well, let me get that off. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, at Tornado TKOV_IE. Yeah.
That's right.
Holla at us. We have fun over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into some OU chat. So I'm going to start off with football.
What can you say?
Yeah, I don't know what to say. So the Sooners ended the season at Death Valley, which I didn't have a whole lot of hope for, honestly, not going to lie to you. I really was not foreseeing them doing
I think anybody
very well.
pretty much knew that it was going to be a problem.
I think like we had talked previously, like we were kind of hoping for a better outcome than what came to us. But what's to be expected? I mean, OU was not playing very good ball this whole season. I hate to say it, like it just is what it is. Like we're playing like poop all season. Dealt with a lot of injuries on the offensive line, on the offensive side, wide receivers out, defensive players out. It was just a lot. And, that's no excuse. Like, I hate to say that. That's no excuse to still be playing bad, because you should have guys in there if one guy goes out that you can turn to. Unfortunately, they ended up falling to LSU 37-13. Again, this was after Thanksgiving, almost 2 weeks ago. So it wasn't. We did end up scoring a touchdown in the first quarter. First quarter ended 7-7. Halftime, we didn't score after halftime. At halftime, it was 24-17, and then LSU just ran away with it, 31-17 at the end of the third quarter, and then final of 37-17 at the end of the game. Like I said, I did not have any hopes for that game. I was actually hoping we would play a little better, but I still wasn't like, oh, we're going to go out there, we're going to dominate, we're going to, shut them down in their own house.
But play a better game.
Yeah, I was definitely hoping that we would be playing a little bit better than we did. Moving forward, talking about OU, it's kind of depressing. So we take on the Navy midshipmen in the Armed Forces Bowl, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl that's going to be in Fort Worth, Texas. I believe it's in Fort Worth. Don't quote me on that. I'm about 99% sure it's going to be in Fort Worth. It's at the Carter Stadium.
Oh, how befitting.
Amanji. That sounds like Jumanji. Oh wait, I clicked on. Yeah, Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
The Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. So we're going to be taking on Navy. We're going to preview that game in further episodes. Right now, according to the ESPN app, they do have – I just realized I have a hole in my pants. They do have OU winning 77.3%. I'm not going to lie. If the OU Sooners don't stop don't stop the run game, we are done for. And like I said, we're going to preview that game closer to that game, but I'm just a little
nervous.
Yeah. I feel like OU is going to bring the fans. Sooner fans travel hard. It's close. It's in Fort Worth. It's only 3.5, 4 hours.
Give or take.
3.5, 4 hours away. Well, that's from Oklahoma City. So from Norman, it would be 3 hours?
Well, it's about 30 minutes away. Norman's about 30 minutes away.
So about 3.5 hours, depending on how bad
traffic,
35
how
is.
fast you drive. You just take 35 straight down.
So, it's a little bit further away for Navy fans. So, I think we're going to bring in there will be a big turnout.
Defense is going to have to step up.
Excuse me. Absolutely. Now, this is where I start to get depressed. So we all know our friend, the transfer portal. Well, quarterback Jackson Arnold he entered the transfer portal, then backed out so that he could play against Navy. Which I thought that if you enter the transfer portal, you could still play your bowl game. Does that mean that you lose the eligibility of your bowl game? I thought if you entered the transfer portal, then you still got to play your bowl game. But from what I read, it seemed like if they entered now, then they wouldn't be able to play their respective bowl games.
I mean, it's either that.
Somebody in the chat let me know so I don't sound completely dumb. Okay. Anyway, so here's where it really starts getting bad. Andrell Anthony, wide receiver, out at OU. This is from OUdaily.com. I'm just going to read you this list. He was a senior, so he still has 1 year left of eligibility. Deshaun McCullen, linebacker, done. Farouk.
Right.
Farouk.
Yeah, he's a key in there. Oh, yeah.
But just wait. It's not just him.
There's more.
JJ Hester, out. He was a redshirted senior, too. Connie Walker, defensive back, out. Makari Vickers, defensive back. Josh Bates, offensive lineman. He was a redshirted freshman. We could have really used him.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen our O-line? Yeah, we was struggling.
Bad.
Ty Kubiak, Kubicek, another offensive lineman. Bauer Sharp, tight end. Boy, that one's another one that stinks. So we got Farouk, we got Bauer Sharp, we got Jackson Arnold, which there's a little
teeter-totter in there.
I mean, when he's great, he's great. When he's not, it shows. We all know. Chapman McCown, he was a redshirt freshman running back. I don't think he even really played. Jaden Rowe, Khalib Hicks, Amika McGowan. These are all Hicks and Megwa, I guess that's his name. Mm-hmm. We're both running backs. Nick Anderson's the one that caught the game-winning touchdown last year, not this past year, not the game that we just had, but 2023 against Texas in the Red River rivalry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was hurt a lot this year, but he is a redshirt sophomore. So it kind of stings because it's like I felt like he was actually getting groomed. He was coming back from injury. He was grooming, and he was going to be on the right path. However, now we don't know where he's going. Again, Jackson Arnold, who was a sophomore, and Jaquez Petaway, another wide receiver who, if you watch this year, Petaway really stepped up with when you had Farouk out and when you had Anderson out. So those kind of, and Bauer Sharp was another one that really kind of stung.
Real quick, let's give a shout out to Ralph real fast.
Oh yeah, in our chat we have Mr. Ralph Calise is in our chat saying, well, here you go. The newlyweds are on the air. Yep, we are. Thanks, guys.
Please believe it.
And then he says, Fred, please feel better. You can catch Ralph. He is on the Yenser Report. He will be on this Friday. I believe it. Let me make sure. I believe it's 8 p.m., but I don't want to get your time wrong, Ralph. So
shout out to you, Ralph, by the way.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
And shout out to Larry, who's also in our chat.
Right. And Taryn.
If you're 8 p.m. Okay, I was right. If you're watching, just jump in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from or something.
Please do. Leave a comment.
All right. Jumping back to football real quick. 4 Sooners were placed on all SEC teams. Obviously, Danny Stutzman got first team all SEC. R. Mason Thomas was second team all SEC, excuse me. And then Ben Anderson was third team. And this next name really shocked me that he was on third team. I was expecting first team, maybe second team, but Billy Bowman Jr. made it to third team SEC. I wasn't very happy about that. I think I expressed my feelings on Twitter, X, and here in our house, how frustrating that was. I felt like he is such a good player. He deserves better. And
I agree.
He, of course, was a senior. So also want to, while we're on the football topic, Mr. Dewey Selman, who was part of the Selman brothers, that was like big in the mid to late 70s, wasn't it? Early to mid.
Early to mid.
I think it was early to mid.
Excuse me for a second, guys.
If Fred jumps in and out, because he's trying not to cough on air very loudly. He was, I know I have this on. The early to mid 70s. So Dewey Selman was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame last night in Las Vegas. So huge congratulations to him and all the other inductees. There was a guy from OSU who was also inducted, and we will chat about him when we cover OSU. So going to switch gears real quick to basketball. Men's basketball, since we have last chatted, men's basketball has won the battle for Atlantis, beating out Providence 79-77, Arizona 82-77, and Louisville in the final 69-64 down in the Bahamas. So congratulations to them. They also beat Georgia Tech in the SEC ACC Challenge 76-61. And this past Saturday, they also beat Alcorn 94-78 to remain undefeated. His coughs are a little bit worse than mine. I feel so weird without having him, with this space being empty. Again, they're currently undefeated. They did go from number 21 in the top 25 up to number 13. So exciting.
Found this on the web.
And Siri decided that she wanted to jump in the chat as well. Upcoming for OU men's basketball, they will be in the Battle of Bedlam, this Saturday versus OSU at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. So that's going to be a really good game because OSU's men's basketball has been doing phenomenal as well.
Very much so.
So it's going to be very interesting to see that battle, especially in the Paycom Center where the Thunder play. So I'm actually excited. You're going to be at work, so you won't be able to watch it. So I guess I'll be watching and taking notes. After that, they're going to be heading to Charlotte, North Carolina to play in another NBA stadium at the Spectrum Center in the Jumpman Invitational. They will be playing against Michigan on Wednesday, the 18th. The women will be also playing in the Jumpman Invitational, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. They'll also be playing in Michigan. I guess we won't be talking about it because I'm talking about it now. They'll also be playing Michigan, but they'll be playing, I believe, Thursday. They play Thursday. Wait, I can't count.
Yes, you can.
I wrote Wednesday the 18th, and then I wrote Thursday the 17th. So Wednesday, which is the 18th, the women Wednesday the 18th, the men will be playing against Michigan in the Jumpman Classic. And let me get the right date, because now I feel like I don't know if it's Tuesday or if it's Thursday. Maybe I meant to say Thursday. I wrote Thursday, but I wrote down the 17th.
You said the date wrong.
But let me look. This 17th, so it's Tuesday. They'll be playing Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern in the Jumpman Classic. Okay. All right. Anyways, back to men's basketball. They will close out before Christmas break. They will end at home against Central Arkansas on Saturday, the 22nd. Then they'll have their Christmas break. And then I believe they play like the 29th to close out the year. So they are still, yes, they will be playing on the 29th to close out the year at home against Prairie View. So honestly, looking ahead at their schedule, Oklahoma State is 6-2. Oklahoma is still undefeated, so they're 9-0. I honestly think that we can go
close that out.
Yeah, undefeated for this half of the year.
That'll be big for the Sooners.
So 13-0 for this half. Once you get into January, we start getting into conference play, which honestly, looking at conference schedules, looking at the teams that we're going to be playing right now, OU still has the best record in the conference.
Yeah.
So it'll be, well, I say the best record, but Auburn is ranked number 2. Alabama's ranked number 7. Tennessee is also 9-0. So I guess you would say we're tied with Tennessee. Vanderbilt's 9-1, but they're not ranked right now. Tennessee's 1, Auburn's 2. I don't know how we're still sitting at 13 with the undefeated record. I would assume it's because of who we've been playing.
Well, not just that, also scoring percentages, margin, all the stuff comes into play,
That's why I leave the basketball to you.
Yeah, all this stuff comes into play.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, OU has a good record right now and can record. Definitely, but I'm saying I think we have a lot, like they can definitely go far, hopefully,
absolutely.
Not just in the conference, but also prayerfully make it to the NCAA this year.
March Madness. Sure.
OU is one of the only, I think there's like 5 or 6 schools where both the men's and the women's basketball teams are ranked. And OU's one of them.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. Boomer Sooner, baby.
All day. All right. Then jump into women's basketball. They were ranked number 8. And then they played Duke and ended up losing to Duke in overtime 109-99, which caused them to fall to number 10. And that was in the Ball Dogs Classic. That was the championship game when they ended up losing. Excuse me. They turned around and in the SEC ACC competition or challenge ended up beating Oklahoma. They can't beat themselves. Smart one. Ended up beating Louisville 78-72, and then hosted Alabama State, where when they were actually ranked number 11, they just dropped or went up to number 10. Ended up beating Alabama State by a whole heap of points.
Yeah, they kicked their butts.
110-46.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Pretty much a blowout.
A blowout. That was an embarrassment but
you show up.
I mean, it's hard. I know you and I have had these conversations when it comes to football about higher up teams playing lower seed teams or teams that are in a conference that no one's ever heard of. It's almost like they just put 3-4 letters together and made it a conference.
Yeah.
So I would say I would see someone like Alabama State playing a school in like the American Conference. So like a Tulsa or a Tulane or a East Carolina, not so much someone in a SEC, Big 10, Big 12 conference, So I guess I'm all about playing fair. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes that's not always that's not always fair. But then on the other hand, what happens if one of those smaller schools ends up beating a larger school?
Well, it's a good look for them.
Because I know as an East Carolina fan, someone in the American, if we beat like an SEC or an ACC
or a Big 12 team or something,
exactly, that's like
it's a definite good look for them.
Right, that's like God Almighty type thing. Anyways, not really, but you know what I'm saying. It's,
right,
yeah. All right, so upcoming in women's basketball, they will be hosting Oral Roberts on this Sunday. Again, like I said, they'll be heading to Charlotte for the Jumpman Invitational on Tuesday. And then we'll be hosting Omaha on Sunday the 22nd. Then they play to close out. They host New Mexico State to close out the year on Sunday the 29th. So baseball is going to be kicking off soon. Baseball I think they're going through like all of their fall training type ordeal. They kick off play away on a 3-game road stance against Lehigh starting on Valentine's Day. So starting next year, we'll have a lot of baseball, a lot of softball, definitely a lot of softball.
Want to see those Sooners. I want to see all the Sooners do, but we know that the softball Sooners team has been dominant for quite some time now.
Yeah, we want to go for 5.
Yeah.
So
they have a great program there for the softball.
Absolutely. Speaking of softball actually kicks off and gets started on. I had this right here. On Thursday, February the 6th in San Diego against CSUN. California Sun? I don't know.
Look it up.
That's what it says.
I think I've heard it.
Anyways, they must be in a tournament because they play CSUN and then they're at San Diego State, all in San Diego. And then they're playing Cal Baptist, which is actually the alma mater of Larry B.
Hey, shout out to Larry again. And CSUN is California State University.
Okay, so they must be in some sort of like a tournament. So they play they start February the 6th. They're playing, like I said, CSUN and then San Diego State. And then on the 7th, Cal Baptist. And then also on the 7th, so it has to be a tournament because also on the 7th, they're playing Cal State Fullerton. So that's going to be exciting to see if we can get a 5-peat.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's exciting. All right. Looking
forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Women's gymnastics is currently ranked number 1 right now in the preseason polls. They will kick off meet action on January the 4th versus Auburn. And then men's gymnastics is going to be kicking off on January the 12th versus Air Force. So that's exciting. I am all for some gymnastics.
Oh, yeah, I love gymnastics.
All right. And then we're going to switch real quick to wrestling. Wrestling, we got another Battle of Bedlam, as OU will be taking on OSU on Friday the 13th at 7 p.m. in Norman. Right now, OU is currently ranked 21st, and they are sitting 3-0 in overall and 2-0 in conference play. The poor volleyball team was eliminated in, I believe, the first round. I don't know why all of a sudden I just had some English accent just jumped out of me and just started.
Would you like some sauce?
Just started talking. What just happened right there?
That's the British side of you.
I don't even have any British in me.
Well, apparently you do because it just came out.
I guess I kind of have like Wales, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, volleyball lost.
Excuse me.
Got out the first round to Pittsburgh. No, they beat UTEP. Let me read this right before Taryn Rodriguez comes at me, the man of all things volleyball. They beat UTEP, and then they went on to play Pittsburgh and ended up losing 3-0 to Pittsburgh. So therefore, they were out of the tournament. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk all things OSU and some Tulsa. So we will see you guys very shortly, right after this quick break.
What's up, everybody? This is Taryn Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey sports fans, are you in the market for Florida sports or just keeping up with the latest in the Panhandle? Palm Tree Sports is a dedicated audio hub to all things sports in the Sunshine State. We cover current events, big news, heavily favored opinions all across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and so much more. So come check us out every Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a down south education on Florida sports and athletics. It's hosted by yours truly, Corey Pujols, and is powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm sorry, y'all are not here to hear me sing. Trust me, you don't want to anyways. All right, we are going to jump into some, you see it change, it's coming, some OSU Cowboys. All right, so a lot has been going on in the great sports of OSU. Sorry, let me move over so you can sit down.
Excuse me.
I kind of just hijacked the whole couch.
You did.
So since we last left you guys, we have had All right, women's basketball, football lost on Black Friday. We're gonna keep going. 52-0 against Colorado.
That's terrible.
Awful. This is the first losing season that Mike Gundy has ever had, and they just re-signed his contract.
Yeah.
They
believe in him.
They're supposable new coaches coming on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. So actually, I think they just announced one of them today. Matter of fact, as I was scrolling through Twitter, X, whatever it's called.
Here's what I found.
I did not ask for, that's the third time Sirius tried to jump into the chat here. Give me just like 30 seconds, guys. Not even 30 seconds. I think it was I don't want to get it wrong. I swear I saw it. I'm tripping. I made that up. No, right here. Yep. Coach Grantham as the defensive coordinator. I knew I did not make that up. I knew I had seen that they had hired somebody. And while we are on OU football real quick, OSU, I get them confused every time. Justin Blackman, who is a wide receiver, was also named to the College Football Hall of Fame yesterday in Las Vegas. So congratulations to him as well. Women's basketball ended up taking on, in case anybody want to know, no, OSU is not going bowling. We're not discussing about OSU football anymore. I'm done with them. The quarterback.
Very disappointed.
The quarterback, what was my guy's name?
Ollie Gordon.
Not Ollie Gordon. That's the running back.
I got mixed up.
You're sick. I shouldn't have asked you.
Yeah.
The quarterback did say he was going to stay in Stillwater for one more year and has, I think, another year. This is like 8th year of eligibility. It was something weird, but he will be back, which to me was very crazy. I don't understand because of COVID how the eligibility works. So, but he's going to be back. Hope to God he's better. Okay, switching sports. Women's. This is all of the past scores. Women's basketball played on Friday, November 26th, ended up beating Arkansas 70-56. And then they also played against Richmond and ended up losing to Richmond 53-57, which is a little bit of an embarrassment. I'm sorry I said that, but it's true. Women's basketball then ended up hosting Houston Christian, or is that Houston Christian? How would you pronounce that? Houston Christian. On Wednesday, December the 4th, ended up beating them 93-39. Again, that's one of those, like, I feel bad for that other team.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how else to say it. And then men's basketball ended up going up the road to Reynolds Center and playing the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, to which they ended up beating Tulsa 76-55. So not too bad, but still. Wrestling was in the Cliff King Las Vegas Invitational over this past weekend. They ended up in first place with 2 champs. That's all I know, because that's all I don't really understand. And then women's basketball also hosted Alabama State, to which they beat them
125-49.
125-49. Between OU and OSU, this poor Alabama State team hasn't scored 100 points.
No, they haven't. But also, that gives credit to OSU and OU's basketball programs, and that they've been playing really well. You know,
I mean, they dominated Alabama State. I mean,
it's not a good look for Alabama State.
To me, though, once you start getting into those conference plays, once you start playing those big teams, like the SEC, that's kind of why I like the SEC, ACC, and the Big 12 and the Big 12, Big 10, something like that.
Big 12, Big 10.
Those tournaments, because you can really see what your program is made of.
That, and you also, especially when they stay in those conferences, you see who the dominant teams are. And then, like, say, for example, whenever, like, we switched over to SEC, it was a little bit of an expose on things that we needed to fix.
Especially in football.
Especially in football. I agree.
So the biggest thing is basketball going to be the same?
From what it's looking right now,
honestly,
they've been scratching them off the list.
When it comes to softball, I'm not worried. When it comes to baseball, I'm kind of worried.
No,
but
softball, the girls,
gymnastics, a little worried. But honestly, those are the only teams that I'm not so worried about when it comes to moving into the SEC.
Sure.
It's the football and it's the basketball, especially the women's basketball.
Right.
Right.
So far they've been pretty dominant.
Yeah, but right now we're on OSU.
I bet them also.
You okay over there?
All
right.
And
then Saturday, wrestling was again at the Cliff King Las Vegas International Invitational. Men's cross country was at the Sharon Collier Danville season opener. To which they set 2 school records. And for women's cross country, unfortunately, no team scored, which meaning no team placed to make it. Men's basketball was played at Seton Hall in New Jersey and ended up winning 85-76. Coming up, we discussed already the OSU OU wrestling. OSU right now is sitting at number 3 in the NCAA wrestling.
We spoke on that.
Yeah.
They've always had a dominant wrestling program.
Very dominant. I'm sorry, guys. We are our Sudafed is starting to wear out on both of us.
Yeah.
This Saturday, we also discussed OSU will be playing the Bedlam, the Battle of Bedlam on already said on Saturday in Oklahoma City at the Paycom Center. That game is actually going to be, I believe, on ESPNU at 7 p.m. So make sure you check it out. And then women's basketball is going to be hosting McNeese on Wednesday, December the 16th. Not too much going on between now and the end of the year. We have men's basketball will be hosting Charleston State on Wednesday the 18th. And then wrestling will be hosting Virginia Tech on Thursday the 19th. And then women's basketball again. They're going to be hosting Iowa State. I'm actually excited to see this game, the Iowa State game. They're going to be hosting Iowa State on December the 21st, Saturday. So just a little bit coming up in OSU, not too much. Yeah, not a whole lot to say there. All right, real quick, we are going to switch over and we are going to chat about the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Tulsa did, as we spoke last time we ended the show, they did fire their head coach, and they ended up hiring a new head coach. I forgot what his name is. Let me find him for you. They hired Trey Lamb. I was like, I knew it started with a T, but I wanted to call him Keith something with a T. They did hire Trey Lamb as their new head football coach. And they also just hired or promoted Ryan Schwitzer as the passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach. So I think it's a good thing for also they added on. Yes. So Coach Switz stays, Ryan Switzer stays with the program. They added on Joe Skefflo as the offensive line and run game coordinator. They also brought in Hakeem Gray as a defensive line coach. And all of these were announced literally today. Josh Reardon is going to be the assistant coach and the assistant coach for defense. Dominic Franks is still the cornerbacks coach. They brought in Cam Martin as the associate coach and the associate head coach and the running backs coach. And I think that is all the coaches that they have announced thus far. So exciting for the program, for Tulsa Sports, for their football program. So, I think it's going to be good for the program. It's something they definitely needed.
I was going to say, they need all the help they can get.
They were struggling. I mean, they finished damn near the bottom of the barrel when it came into the American Conference. Yeah. It's not like the American had astronomically amazing teams. I mean, you've got Army, you've got Navy, you've got Tulane. You've got East Carolina ended up getting themselves together towards the end of the season.
She's looking good.
Of the year. Well, they just hired that interim coach. We just hired him.
Yeah. He's doing a fantastic job there.
There's not that many not stupendous. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Stupendous.
No.
Let me say.
There's not that many great teams in the American when it came to football
that stick out. But at the same time, though, this would be a good time for them to rebuild.
They definitely need a rebuilding.
Rebuilding, and also reflect on what they need to strengthen on. You know what I mean? Strengthen those weaknesses so they can be a stronger asset in that conference.
Absolutely. All right, let's turn and see what we missed, because we haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. Missed you guys.
I feel like this is our weekly I don't know, FaceTime chat with our friends. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that sounds weird.
Ah,
All right.
I get it.
Men's basketball. What we've blah, blah, past scores. Men's basketball they played in some conference in some tournament in Jacksonville, Florida.
Against the Detroit Mercy.
They did end up beating Detroit Mercy. That was Tuesday, the 26th, before Thanksgiving. That was our last show. On the 27th, men's basketball ended up losing to Georgia State 71-74.
Game. That's not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Women's basketball ended up beating Chicago State 76-46. I have an issue with Chicago State.
I'm not trying to be funny, but everybody beats Chicago State.
But
yeah.
Chicago is not a state.
Yeah.
Anyways. And then the last football game where
yeah, you really want to talk about that one?
the Golden Hurricanes got blown out the water 63-16.
Yeah, it's bad.
Against FAU.
Yeah.
Wasn't that game in Boca Raton? No, that was at home. That was senior night. They got beat that bad in senior night?
I'm sorry. That's embarrassing.
They got blown out the water up here in Tampa, right up the road from our house.
On senior night to get beat at home.
Babe, they didn't just get beat at home. They got taken out back to the woodshed and they got hit with a stick.
Yeah, whooped.
63-16? No wonder. And that wasn't even with the coach they fired.
That's bad.
I wouldn't have hired that interim coach either.
I'd be embarrassed. I'm sorry, but I would. Matter of fact, I'm not sorry. I'll be embarrassed. I said what I said.
All right, let's look ahead. Or let's keep going. Basketball, women's basketball ended up playing against Creighton and ended up losing
59-81.
Yeah, that wasn't a great one look either. Basketball, again, we already talked. They played they hosted OSU, ended up losing 76-55. Women's basketball on Thursday the 5th hosted Grambling State.
Oh, shout out. Even though I know this is Oklahoma, I got a cousin that's from Oklahoma that went to Grambling State. Carlisha.
Yeah, your cousin.
That's right.
And
shout out Carlisha if you get to see this.
And they ended up beating Grambling State 77-60. That was women's basketball on Thursday the 5th. On Saturday the 7th, which was a big day.
That's right.
Track and field was in the Crimson and Gold Invitational in Pittsburgh, Kansas. There's no results for that. Men's basketball ended up hosting Southern University and ended up losing 66-70. And then yesterday, women's basketball was in San Jose, California at San Jose State, ended up winning 77-46.
Very dominant performance. Good job.
Absolutely. So looking ahead for this week, we're hoping to be back on the 17th, back at our normal time. So men's basketball will head down here to Sunrise, Florida to play the UCF Knights, which, to be honest, they kind of have a history with UCF, as UCF used to be in the American, and they were in CUSA with them before they transitioned to the American. So I feel like that may be a really good game.
Sure.
So
it'll be worth the watch.
Absolutely. Larry talking about something. I love this show. Thanks, Larry B, for the shouty outs. And then on Sunday, women's basketball will be hosting Kansas City. Is that mascot really a kangaroo?
That's what it looks like.
That's what that looks like. We'll be hosting Kansas City. So not a lot going on in Tulsa sports in the month of
kind of hit and misses.
Yeah, in the month of December, it's really kind of, and then you got a few more games here and there before you close out the the year. I completely forgot. We're gonna I got so excited that I forgot. I completely forgot. We're gonna backtrack like 2 seconds. Let's just hit the rewind. Okay, real quick. I apologize. We're gonna take a quick break after this, and then we're gonna talk some OKC Thunder
up, baby.
But really quick, let's jump back to discussing OU because the schedule literally was announced like an hour before we went live. So next year's schedule was just announced for football for Oklahoma. I'm hoping that OSU and I'm hoping
The OU.
that Tulsa's schedule will be released soon.
Sure.
So we can post this. But just previewing ahead, Oklahoma will be hosting. I don't know. I got mascots on this thing. That's not what I just looked at. I don't know that mascot. I don't know that mascot. I think it looked like the Ball State mascot, but that was not. When I looked, I know for a fact that was not who. This is an awkward pause. Sorry, y'all.
We'll catch up, guys.
Okay. That's okay. I'm back. Ha 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 ha.
All right, so I got it right here.
Oh, I got it too. It's Illinois State. Okay, it was just a Cardinal, and it really looked like the Ball State Cardinal, but it was not. It was Illinois State. So we'll be home against Illinois. We'll be home against Michigan. That's going to be a really good game. Then we're at Temple. Why are we playing Temple again? We just played them this year.
I know.
And then we're
Kent State.
home against Auburn, home against Kent State, and then October 11th. Put it on your calendar right now. October 11th, 2025. Mark it. Do whatever you got to do. Put a big old star, a flashing red light.
Red River Rivalry.
Red River Rivalry.
Indeed. Rivalry. The
Red
River Rivalry.
The Red River. I can never
The
say
Red
it.
River Rivalry. Say that 3 times as fast.
No, I can't say it one slow.
The Red River Rivalry.
That will be at the Cotton Bowl Stadium. As always, at the Dallas Fair. We will be not hosting, we'll be playing Texas. I'm done. Then we head to Columbia, South Carolina to play South Carolina. Then we are home against Ole Miss. We are at Tennessee, at Alabama, home against Mizzou, and home against LSU. And honestly, if you look at this schedule, except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, we played them last year.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Why can't they play in Florida against Gainesville?
I would love it.
Against Gainesville. In Gainesville against Florida.
I would love it.
That's only like a 2.5, 3 hour drive for us.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.5 hours. Maybe it's a little further than that.
It would be nice.
I don't remember. Anyways, all right. I just went completely off the rocker right there. Off the rocker. Oh.
You can use off the rocker. It's okay, man.
I just went off the rail. Not off the rail.
Oh.
I don't know what the word is.
She went off the rocker. It's okay. Tell her, guys, it's okay.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a break out because of that. When we get back, we're going to chat a little bit about some OKC Thunder because they are headed to Vegas.
Hey.
All right. Thought you knew. And yeah. All right. We'll be right back after this. You guys have been watching Tornado Takeover right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will be back after this.
Cleveland and Columbus sports fans, this is Jen B, host of the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in live to the Show of the Land on Tuesdays, where we will cover the Cleveland Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Monsters. We will also talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Crew, Fury, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll also cover other colleges in the area like Akron, Kent State, Cleveland State, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, Youngstown State, among others. So like I said, if you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in Tuesdays to the Show of the Land with Jen B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Dentarius Law.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
All right, guys, we are back.
What's up, everybody?
And he is still picking on the fact that I can't say rivalry.
I got faith in you. You'll get it.
Maybe one of these days.
You'll get it.
All right, guys, let's chat a little bit about some OKC Thunder.
Thunder up.
I'm surprised you could say that.
Yeah.
As hoarse as you are. All right, guys. So the Thunder have been doing their thing per usual.
Oh, yeah. Only lost one game this month.
Yes.
To the Rockets. This month.
Since we last left off on the 26th of November, sorry, my glasses are a little falling. The Rockets beat the Warriors. So when they went on their whole California.
The Thunder beat the Warriors. You said the Rockets.
What?
The Rockets beat the Warriors.
No, I didn't.
You did. You
I said the Rockets, question mark.
Okay.
Anyways, when they went on their California dreaming, California cruising, California, I don't know anything else.
That was the Thunder that did that.
That's what I'm saying, babe. The Thunder were out in California and had 3 games in California against the Kings, the Warriors, and the Lakers.
Right.
They ended up beating the Kings. Then they ended up beating the Warriors 105-101.
Did.
And then they went to the Lakers in group play of the NBA Cup and winning 101-93.
They did.
To which, hey, I paid for dinner last night. So therefore, because
You got Chinese.
Because I lost the bet.
I forgot all about it.
But I still paid for dinner.
You did.
So I'm no longer in debt.
No. Not at
to
all.
you right now.
No.
And then they went to Houston, and Houston, we had a problem because they lost to the Rockets 119 to 116.
3-point game.
Yeah, not too bad. Then they hosted the Jazz, also in group play of the NBA Cup, to which they beat the Jazz 133 to 106. They headed up to Toronto,
Which is where Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's from, by the way.
I knew he was from California, but I didn't know it was
No, he's from-
Toronto.
he's from Canada.
I mean, Canada.
Yeah, he's from
I got
Toronto.
my wrong CAs confused.
I got you.
So we got our passports stamped, and we stamped them at the same time, beating them 129 to 92. You like my little dad joke there?
I did. Boom.
Yep. All right. And then we headed down to Nowlands
Always.
and ended up, let me see. I don't know. I don't know a great joke for that.
We had a crawfish broil.
But they're the Pelicans.
Yeah, but they're in New Orleans,
Mhm.
and they eat crawfish down there. So we had a crawfish broil down there.
We stewed them in some gumbo.
Oh, Lord.
We made gumbo with their Pelicans.
Yeah.
It was only a 10-point game.
Hey,
So
still got a W.
it wasn't that much of a joke. 119 to 109. And then last
We
night,
tamed the Mavericks.
there you go.
I was thinking of that as you were talking.
You're proud of your joke, aren't you?
I am a little bit, you know.
We did tame the Mavericks 118 to 104, and that was in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. Every time you cough, I cough. That's not fair.
We're connected.
And last night we had I'm over here playing basketball, guys.
She was hooping too.
Ba-ba-dum. I don't know where that came from.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander had 39 points,
That's where I was headed.
5 assists and 8 rebounds, 1 block, 3 steals, 15 out of 23 from the field, 5 out of 9 from 3-point range. He was balling out of control.
Excuse me. Every one of the starters.
Oh, let's real quick. We'll talk about Isaiah Hartenstein.
I can't stop coughing.
How he got the rebound and went back up for the dunk. If anybody saw that,
Yeah.
yeah, I knew he was going to be good. I just want to throw that in there. Thunder's looking amazing.
Thunder is looking amazing. And as we spoke on earlier, they said that Hardenstein was like that one missing piece of the puzzle
I agree.
that they needed. And honestly, watching them so far this season, and guys, you have to remember, I'm actually a diehard Lakers fan deep down
She
inside.
is.
But as long as they're not playing the Lakers, I do cheer and do pull and do watch for the Thunder. So
Yeah.
Thunder up. I also have a Thunder shirt.
I like the Lakers.
Thunders.
Just not when they're playing
A
us.
Thunder jersey.
Yep.
I
I like LeBron. He's good.
We have some lovely rivalry heading.
We do.
But back to what I was saying was every one of the starters were in double digits, as far as points. Jalen Williams had 18 points, Hardenstein with 10, SGA with 39, Dort and Wallace both with 11 respectively. So, I mean, even the bench 10, not quite.
Well, they gave their support.
Not quite 30 points total, but, babe, wait a second. We traded Gary.
It's an inside thing, guys. Because they're going to be like, who's Gary? It's an inside thing. If you know, you know.
Oh, my God. So now I feel like I need to let everyone know. So we went to the short story time here. We went to the
Thunder game.
The Thunder Magic game. And there are 3 guys on the team that have dreads. And I was making a joke that they look like Larry Fitzgerald. I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm a huge Larry Fitzgerald fan. It became a running joke. So this one over here decided we had Larry, who was Larry Fitzgerald, Gary, Jerry, and Terry.
Yeah.
And then randomly out pops Sean's name.
It's the truth.
And Sean ended up becoming the announcer, the in-arena announcer, the guy that's like on the court announcer.
Right.
For like the pep squad, whatever, for the Magic anyways. So I don't have the exact list in front of you, but I'm 90% sure Gary is number 5. Well, hit the wrong button. Gary is number 5. What's the guy's name? LaQuince Dort. That is Gary. Jerry was number 6, but I don't remember who he was. And then Terry is number 22, Kason Wallace. And so, anyways, it just became this running joke. I can't call them by their actual names anymore. It's literally
Jerry, Terry, Gary, Barry, and Sean.
No, Barry is the guy that plays for OU or OSU or ECU, one of them teams. That was Barry. But it was Larry, Gary, Jerry, Terry, and Sean.
Yeah, see the pattern? Everybody has dreadlocks.
But Sean didn't have dreadlocks. That's why he couldn't have the same airy name.
Right. So, trivia time.
Anyways, babe, we're not done.
Please.
And trivia is past.
Oh, it is. We
can do trivia whenever you want to do trivia. All right, coming up for the Thunder. Speaking of the Thunder, babe,
I'm listening.
The Thunder is gonna be in Orlando on the 19th
of this month.
Yeah, like next week. Like we can't go.
No, I gotta work.
Anyways, they're gonna be here in Orlando on the 19th. Then they're going to be in Miami on Friday the 20th, home against the Wizards on the Monday the 23rd. And then they're going to take a 2-day break for Christmas before they head to Indiana for the Pacers. And still, because there's one game left to be played that's actually being played at this current moment, they don't have the schedule for the Emirates NBA Cup. I just had this, literally just had this. There's 2 games. So the start of the 4th quarter, the Hawks and the Knicks are playing now. And then tonight, the Warriors and the Rockets to round out, to figure out who is going to go to the semifinals. But you can catch the OKC Thunder in the semifinals.
Indeed.
So
check it out.
Thunder is still sitting pretty at number
19-5. They are number 1 in the West.
Uh-oh. I messed up my whole thing, babe. Send help. Yo, I'm telling you, as I gotten older, I really don't know how to use the cell phone anymore.
So the Thunder is currently sitting at number 1. They are the top seed in the West with 19 wins and 5 losses. Or 8 losses. Excuse me. Hold on just 1 second.
No.
Hold on.
They are sitting at number 1, 19-5.
So
yes, you were right the first time. With the Lakers dropped all the way down to 8th place. So the top 5 is OKC, Memphis.
Can you say that again?
Here goes Siri. OKC, Memphis, Houston, Dallas, and Golden State to round out the top 5, and the Clippers to round out the top 6 to make it into playoff. Well, or just the top 6. Because isn't in the top 10 to make it to playoffs?
Usually.
So then you have Denver, Lakers, Minnesota, and Phoenix to round out the top 10. Okay, I'm tired of reading. You had, it's not really trivia. It's more
like fun facts.
Because I forgot the fun facts before the break. So normally after we do OU, we do a fun fact or a trivia question before the break. And then after we do Tulsa going into OKC, we do a fun fact. And I forgot.
It happens.
So go ahead with
So just
your
kinda
fun
rewinding.
fact.
Little fun fact for those who don't know. The term bedlam originated from a newspaper reporter's description of a wrestling match at OSU's Gallagher Hall. The reporter said, quote, "It's bedlam in there," unquote. So for those who didn't know, that's where the term bedlam came from. The first game. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the first bedlam rivalry between the two, or Battle of Bedlam, started in the 1900s over a track and field. In 1900 over a track and field.
Now here's a little extra. The first football game was played in 1904 in Guthrie, and OU won 75-0.
Wow, did not know that.
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
All right, guys. So we are going to get ready and head out of here. As you can tell, my lovely, I almost called you my fiance. You're not my fiance
Not anymore.
You're
I'm your husband.
my husband.
That's right. I'm your husband.
Is still under the weather. I am slowly starting to get over it.
Good.
And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna walk back down the steps and nurse my jacked up foot to health.
You can just walk behind me. That way, if you fall,
No, I'll just sit and scoot down the steps.
like that one dude on that video.
Yeah, like I did the last time. Oh my gosh. Anyways, guys, thank you so much to each and every one of us.
Each and
every one of you that have joined us tonight.
We're very appreciative.
We will be back on our normal time, 4 p.m. I'll put a little bit later. But on Tuesdays, we'll be live on Tuesdays, unless something happens right there. It's been a while. So
beautiful.
It has been. So we hope each and every one of you guys has a very happy holidays and a very I don't know where I was going. A happy Wednesday. A great rest of your evening and a great rest of your week. And we will see you guys next week right here on the Tornado Takeover or on Ice Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Hopefully by next week I can figure out how to talk again. So we're your hosts, Carter Clan.
Please.
So we will see you guys next week on Tuesday. Have a good night, guys.